Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make gold fondant crowns two different ways. I'm going to show you a very simple way that you don't need any tool for, and then a more elaborate way that you can use a mold for. You can use any large mold that you have whatsoever. Okay, so let's get started. Today I'm going to be using some sugar paste, some gum paste that I already made. Sorry, I made this gum paste myself out of remnant fondant. So if you're looking for how to repurpose your, like when you have different cake works, like maybe you have remnant fondant from different cakes, blue, green, yellow, purple, black, you have all sorts of fondants, and they're very tiny, you can't really add them to something else, and you don't know how to repurpose them. I have a video on how to repurpose remnant fondant for you, and I'm going to put the link right up here. So I repurposed this remnant fondant and made it into sugar paste, so that's what I'm using right now. So if you want to see how to do that, just make sure you click on that link I just talked about. Okay, so this fondant right now, it's already sugar paste because I made it into sugar paste. So if you want to know how to turn your fondant to sugar paste, I'm going to put another link right up here for you guys to see. Okay guys, I have more than 200 videos for you on this channel. Like, awesome. Anyway, so what you want to do is create a strip, and you want to make sure the strip is not too thin, because you need it to be thick enough to be able to hold itself, because we're not going to be using a mold or anything. We're just going to be using round cutters, and the round cutter we're going to be using just one size. If you don't have a round cutter, you can use the cover of something. It is very easy. You basically don't need any tool for it. Actually, if you don't have a round cutter, that's not a problem. Use a cover that you have in your house, maybe for a tin or something, and it will work just fine. So what you want to do is cut out semicircles, and you want to start from the middle, and you want to make sure the two semicircles you cut from the middle kind of joins in the middle. That way it forms those things. And as you go to the sides, make sure you're moving downward, if you understand what I mean. Like, make sure the front is kind of taller than the sides. That way when you make your crown, like, the front of the crown will be a little bit elevated compared to the sides of the crown, if that makes sense. If you notice, it kind of tapers from the middle to the sides. That's what you want to do. You want it to taper from the middle to the side. So now that we finish cutting out semicircles on our to-be crown, I'm going to show you how to make it form, and to make it form a perfect shape. So you want that container is too small. So you want to take a container that is not too small, that your crown can go around effortlessly. That's what you want to do. This container is kind of too little. Yes, it will be too small. So I take a bigger one. Just take a plastic or a mini bucket you have in your house or something, and then make it go around. And then take a brush and then apply some edible glue and glue it. You don't want to use water, because gum paste is a little too thick. Unlike fondant where you can use water, it's a little too thick and might not hold. So you want to cut out the little excess you have, or you can just glue it together with your edible glue. And if you want to see how I make my edible glue, I make my edible glue out of remnant. I make it out of CMC powder or out of remnant wafer paper, like those wafer paper scraps that I have from other works. Yes, I repurpose them into edible glue. The glue is not too watery, it is not too thick. It is good for gluing wafer paper, and also good for gluing fondant. So look at this right now, and it firms up really fast. Like, this firms up in less than 30 minutes. So you want to just leave it like this for about 30 minutes and it will firm up. Before, I used to make these things in advance, but out of laziness and workload these days, I no longer make it in advance. So if you want to see how to make sugar paste from your remnant fondant that will firm up almost immediately, yes, click on the link right up here, and it's going to take you there, so you can see how to make it. In case you have a fondant figure you forgot to make and you need it to firm up really fast, you're going to see how to make that by yourself without buying. Okay, so I'm taking some chocolate balls and I'm gluing it on top of those spikes that we made with our round cutters. Those spikes, I'm gluing some chocolate balls on top of it. So, and I'm using chocolate to glue it. You can also use chocolate, that's because chocolate firms up really fast, or you can use edible glue, but edible glue might be a little bit tricky and your hand has to be really stable. But if you're using chocolate, it firms up really fast, so that makes your life a little easier. Okay, so once we are done with this, we are going to paint this crown. Okay, so usually when I make things for my cakes and for my customers stuff, I know how to repurpose a lot of stuff, and I have so many of those kind of videos on this channel for you if you want to watch. So if you are a new cake decorator, you know someone who's a new cake decorator, make sure you just send my channel to them, because I have a lot of easy, simple techniques they can learn from, and that will take their cake decorating game from 0 to 100. Okay, so that's it. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please make sure to click on the link on the subscribe button and subscribe, and also make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video. Please guys, please give me a thumbs up on this video. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is like the easy crown. We're still going to be doing a little more complicated crown in this video. Okay, so once you've glued on all of your chocolate balls, then we are going to paint. So the chocolate balls might be a little bit tricky, so just leave it for a few seconds, because chocolate kind of firms up after, like, you know, 15 seconds. So if you don't touch it in 15 seconds, it will be firm. So just make sure you put it on top and just leave it like that for about 15 seconds, and then it will firm up. Then we can move on to painting. Okay, my edible gold dust that I use is very pigmented and it is amazing, and I'm going to leave the link for you guys in the description box below. And at the same time, I have the link to my favorite cake tools, because I have some favorite cake tools that have made my life easier as a self-taught cake decorator. Yeah, there's some cake tools I buy and I realize like it's like a waste of time, because you know almost instantly that it wasn't designed by a cake decorator, because there's no way you make this blunder. You know what you need as a cake decorator to make your cake finer. So my favorite cake tools are in the description box below if you'd like to buy them, especially if you're just starting out. I have a list. Just check them out and see if it should be useful to you and stuff. So as soon as I'm done painting this crown gold, see how royally, is there a word like royally, it looks. You won't believe it's so simple, and it takes me around maybe 10 to 15 minutes to make. And I don't make it in advance, actually. I make it on the same day I'm going to put it on my cake, because I have an amazing recipe for gum paste. Okay guys, that aside, let's move on to the second one. Okay, so this second one, we're going to be using a mold. You don't have to use this mold. I think I make like about 4 or 5 different kinds of crowns, and I use different molds. You just have to make sure it's a big mold, and that the mold has like tapers to the sides. You know how I made the first fondant where like it tapers to the side? Make sure if you have a mold that tapers to the side, you can use that mold. It doesn't have to be this mold. Even if it doesn't taper to the side, you can make it one of those crowns that like it is the same height all through. There are different kinds of crowns. So once you're just done, just make sure you paint it and put some accessories on it, maybe some gold balls and stuff, and it is going to come alive. And before you know, people will be asking you how you made your crown. Okay, so this crown today, we're going to be using a fondant mold. So you can try to use any fondant mold you have in your, you know, cake decorating box and stuff. Okay, so for this, we're going to be doing about 2 of that. Yeah, because you need it to be long enough to, like, this is just one of the mold. Yeah, I think one is too small because it won't go around, and I want a really big crown that can fit on a 6-inch cake, 6, 7, 8, 9-inch cake, like that will fit and look like it belongs there. Not too small, not too big, if you get what I mean. Okay, so we're going to be making another of our, you know, gum paste from this mold and stuff. Okay, so if you're not as experienced as me, you should not use a sharp razor to cut off your gum paste from your mold, because that way you can cut out your mold. Like you can injure your mold kind of and like make it bad. So if you're not used to doing it like that, you want to put your fondant into your mold in beads so you don't spoil your mold. You understand? But I'm kind of used to doing this, and like my hands are stable and stuff, so I don't really cut into my mold and stuff. I make some mistakes sometimes and cut into it, but not like too damaging and stuff. Okay, so now we're going to join the two together, and then we are going to try to make a crown from this. Can you see like the middle will be taller and the sides tapers to the sides, if that makes sense? Okay, so what you want to do is take some edible glue and then glue it together, and then put it around your bucket just like you did for the first crown. But this might be a little bit tricky because it is not in one piece, if that makes sense. The first one we did was in one piece because we made it from one piece of fondant. This one, we're making it from 2 different pieces of fondant that we like inserted into a mold to form this shape. So it might be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you how to get through it. Okay, so the next thing you want to do after gluing it together is to take it and apply it on your bucket. The first mistake I made was trying to apply it while the bucket is standing so you guys can see, but like I realized you guys couldn't see it. So what you want to do is turn your bucket to be lying on its side. That way it's a lot easier for you to do. I don't know if that makes sense. But at this point, I kind of realized that my fondant was too short and I needed it to join in the middle and at the back. So I decided to like make another strip of fondant from my mold. Okay, so guys, I decided to like make one more strip, like half of a strip basically, because my fondant was too short and I needed it to be a little bit longer so it could join at the back. Okay guys, so I'm going to put some more fondant in my mold and then make one more strip so I can join it to the one we already have. I think half is enough because that way it will just join. I don't need that much, just a little. So you want to make sure like whatever bucket you're using or whatever container you're using to like form the round circle of your crown, you want to make sure your crown joins at the back. So if it doesn't, you have to like add a little more, like from your mold, of course, add a little more to the back and stuff. And if it overlaps, that's no problem. All you have to do is glue the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top basically, and then you'll be able to make a crown that like is long enough to like go around and form basically. Okay, so I'm applying my glue again, and then we are going to go back. And then, okay, this was being tricky. I didn't know I was going to apply it. So we're going to go back and then try to make that stay on the bucket and stuff so it can like form that shape. It forms that shape really fast. In like 30 minutes, it will be good to stand on its own. So you don't have to make this in advance or anything. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, what are you waiting for? I have more than 200 videos on this channel for you guys to watch, especially if you're a beginner or an intermediate. Even if you're a professional, I have so many tips and tricks for you that can be useful to you in your daily cake decorating, you know, endeavors and stuff. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and give me a thumbs up on this video. I'd really like you to give me a thumbs up on this video. Okay, so now that we have glued it, we're going to take our bucket once again. And then, okay, now I'm trying to make those strips stay together so like they won't fall apart and stuff. There are no like one size fits all for distance. I just do what I think will work or what will make something look better. Like that's why I can't make exact designs and stuff, because I improvise a lot when it comes to cake decorating and how to do something. I can do one thing like 4 or 5 different ways, 5 different times, just because I think I found a better way that will work. So make sure to take your bucket and make it go round, and then when you want to dry it, don't dry it standing up, dry it lying on its side. So you need to leave that bucket like that for at least 30 minutes, yeah, and then we are going to come back to it. So when we come back to it, it will have already formed that round shape and it will be able to hold itself on its own, so you can put it on a cake without it like falling apart or becoming misshapen and stuff. Okay, so now that our fondant cake, see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you can stand on its own and it is firm enough because I have a wonderful gum paste recipe. And if you want to see that, I added the link in the beginning for you guys. Okay, so once you are done, we're going to be putting some chocolate balls on top of it, because that way it just makes the crown come alive a little bit more. Yeah, so we're going to put in some chocolate balls on top of it so it can be, you know, extra pretty and extra details and stuff. And I'm using white chocolate again, just like the first one, to apply some chocolate balls on top of it. Okay, so if you want to buy this mold that I'm using, exactly this mold, I'm going to put the link in the description box for you guys to check out. And other molds that I think you can use too, I'm going to leave the link for you in the description box to check out. And as well as my favorite cake tools, yeah, I have like some cake tools that I can't live without. Like I legit can't live without them because they make my life easier. And as like a cake decorator that works like on cakes from day to day, you know, like there are some tools you can't do without. So I'm going to leave the link for you guys in the description box below to check them out. And when you check them out, check whichever one you think will be useful to you, or whichever one you think you don't have or you want to try out. Yeah, and they're usually very cheap because, you know, like I'm caking on a budget. Okay guys, so I'm done applying my chocolate balls and now we are going to paint. And when you make things like this, you want to use a gold dust that is very pigmented. So I'm going to put the link for my gold dust in the description box for you guys below to buy as well. Yes, so you want to paint this and you want to be very careful and take your time and paint every nook and cranny, like those tiny holes. You want to paint them as well so they'll be extra pretty. So this was the first crown, and are you ready to see the second crown? It's so pretty. Okay, so this was the first crown. It's simple and nice and classy, and I did like a poll on my Instagram, and people preferred this first crown to the second one, but I think the second one is just as gorgeous. I'm going to show you guys second one in a bit. Can you imagine how it turned out? Let me show you. I prefer the second one though because I feel it's more detailed. See how pretty and so royal. It looks like an actual crown that you'd like to wear on your head. It looks like it's like 24 karat gold. Yeah, that's what happens when you buy like good quality gold dust. See how nice, guys. So thank you guys for always watching my video. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up, yeah, and subscribe to this channel. And if you try it out, please tag me on Instagram. I'm going to leave my Instagram link in the description box below for you guys as well. Tag me on Instagram or on TikTok. Yes, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in future videos. Bye.